Good evening, everyone. Time is now 6:12, and we're going to begin our regular scheduled board meeting for the Economic Development Corporation. Can I have a roll call, please?
Beverly Raymond, Kayla Jacobs, Jerry LaBeouf, Daryl Anderson,
Here.
Morris Albright, Ingrid Holmes, Melvin Getwood. We do not have a quorum.
Thank you. Due to the lack of quorum, we're still going to proceed with the items that we do not have to vote on, so we can have all of our presentations. I do wish to apologize to those who are here for items that need to be voted on. I don't like to waste anyone's time, especially yours, and I really don't like to waste mine. So we will proceed with those presentations, and again, please accept sincere apologies for not having a quorum on tonight. Let us stand for the invocation. Ms. Jacobs.
Bow your heads. We thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us to this moment in today safely and sane in our right minds. We pray that we can carry out the duties and responsibilities of this organization in a way that is pleasing to you, acceptable to you, but also in a way that that prioritizes this city and the citizens of this city. We ask that you continue to guide and protect us all. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Pledge. We'll just have
Thank you, Mr. President. First up, we have no speakers tonight, and we have one presentation from the Honorable Joe Tant, my counterpart, President and CEO of the Greater Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Tant?
Didn't give away any candy bars, that's why you don't have a quorum. Ask Ms. Wyckoff and I know about getting these quorums done, so. Okay, so really quick, I want to say welcome, good evening, to my friends from the EDC board. We've been partners since the inception of 501 Proctor, and we've had a relationship with the EDC prior to that. The Chamber led the efforts to form the basis of the EDC creation. To get the EDC formed, the Chamber started jumping through hoops many years ago, and that's where really our partnership started. Wanted to give you some updates on some of the things that the Chamber is doing in partnership with your EDC. And the job fair coming up, October 9th. We have 76 individual job fulfillers that are coming to the Bob Bauer Civic Center. That is 25 more than we've had. Your chamber does it about every 6 months. And this has been phenomenal. I have bugged your CEO quite a bit because I want to make sure the folks that we entertain at these job functions are hiring. We want to make sure we have enough folks to come through the door so we can ensure we put Port Arthur to work. 9% unemployment is not okay. Continuing to do what we've done in the past is not okay. The Chamber is not tied to the city, as you know, but we are partnering with your city to ensure that we're putting people to work. And by doing that and ensuring we do this twice a year, hopefully we can lower that number. And I'll give you kudos. Thank you very much for allowing Terry to help me with getting that plan put in place. Very important that we make sure we put these people to work. We're going to host an energy summit October 17th. Oil and gas is not going away, but we've got to prepare for clean energy. We know that clean energy is coming in the form of wind, solar, hydrogen, clean ammonia, that type of thing. Attracting those type of projects to Port Arthur are extremely important. And your chamber has done a very good job with that. Again, thanks to Terry for being that sounding board when these projects come through and they start telling you, Ms. Jacobs, they start saying blue ammonia, green ammonia, pink ammonia, and you're going, what's the difference in color? Not something that I really deal with a lot. However, your CEO has done a very good job of helping educate me in what those forms are. So that's worked out very, very well. We'll have that on the 17th. We're going to be hosting your open house on the 21st. I'll make sure we bring plenty of candy bars and donuts to get your board there. I'll make sure that they're there. Texas Manufacturing Assistance will be our guest speaker at the November Contractors Business Development Group meeting. We normally have about 150 local contractors at that event. We canceled this month prior because we did feel like that hurricane was going to whack us. Knock on wood, it did not. So we're going to go ahead and move them to November and get them here so we can talk with them, find out what they have going on. We have several of our members that partner with them. So we're excited about getting those folks moving forward. I did notice on your agenda you have Golden Triangle Days coming up. You need to be there. You need to be there. My EDC needs to be involved in ensuring that they are at this event. If you don't know what this event is, this is all three chambers, Port Arthur, Orange, and Beaumont, coming together, going to Austin and telling folks what it is that we need. Terry and I worked on some stuff where we had Senator Nichols, Senator Crichton, Speaker Phelan, Judge Brannick, and Judge Gauthier, who is the Orange County judge. Recently, we had them come to Beaumont and talk about where they saw our future going with the next legislative session. If we don't ask for it now, the bills don't get filed until November 11th. So we need to file the bills, which we're right on top of, and then ensure we go to Austin and go, hey, this is what we need. And education and workforce, I get what that was ours. So we asked for some help with some of the economic development items, which was a little bit in Beaumont. Education and workforce was Port Arthur, because we've had a very big hand in that for a long time, especially with our school district and our college right down the road. And then we wanted to ensure that we were seen. So I'm really hoping you guys can join us for that. Positive items that are going on at your chamber with the help of your EDC and your EDC CEO. We do feel like we're moving Port Arthur in a positive way. I'll tell you the last time that I saw my predecessor come down here and talk to y'all. Never. We want to do that. We want to be able to come downstairs, not too far, say hi, and update you on things that are going on in your community. It is the Greater Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce. So we do have Port Arthur, Beaumont, Orange. You name it, we're going to help. Beaumont's going through a big, tough time right now. Your chamber is a 5-star distinctive chamber. It is the only one within 250 miles of this location. That says a lot. Your chamber's doing the right thing and hopefully moving folks forward. Economic development, education, workforce. And I applaud you for allowing your CEO to get involved and help with moving a lot of those things forward. So please approve him to buy some extra candy bars to get our folks here. And your chamber's here to help. If you need something, please holler, yell, scream at us. We want to make sure we get you guys moving in the right direction. Thank y'all very much.
Oh, you ran away real fast, but I did want to say thank you for coming and sharing with us. And I am so excited that EDC and the Chamber are working together hand in hand, as it should be, along with other entities in the city and the community. So I pray that that continues to benefit our city. Thank you so much. Mr. Stokes, it's all you tonight. I don't have to talk. It's all presentations and communications.
I wouldn't want to rob you of the opportunity to at least introduce an item, but if you're turning it over to me, not a problem. That takes us to item 3 under petitions and communications, specifically communications. As Mr. Tant mentioned, Golden Triangle Days 2025 are coming up. In your packet under communications, you'll have a letter from him representing the chamber. It is time for us to start nailing down reservations, making sure we know who's going to go as delegates. We certainly don't want to run out of the hotel block. We want to get everything nailed down. So that's really what this letter is addressing, is basically saying it's time for us to commit. We are a sponsor of the event per your approving the budget last time. And so, like I say, the event's March 3rd and 4th in Austin, and we will start reaching out to the directors to start getting an idea of who feels that they may be able to attend. I know it's a long time from now, but the sooner we at least get a rough idea, the better we all can get a head count. Also, on your next item in your packet, also, Mr. Tant mentioned, in November, just before Thanksgiving, the Chamber will be hosting a TxDOT update luncheon where we will hear from the district manager, Mr. Martin Gonzalez. We have a number of projects, as you surely know, going on in the Golden Triangle. The total amount has a B after the $sign. So it'll be good to get an update from Mr. Gonzalez on present projects as well as projects that are on the horizon. And we will, in addition to sponsoring, we will likely have a table, so there will be tickets available, and we'll keep you apprised of those, get an idea of whether or not you'll be able to attend. Also, as he mentioned, in November, the 13th of November, the event that was scheduled for September, as Joe mentioned, we had the hurricane coming through, so in an abundance of caution, that event got canceled, rescheduled until November. And so these are folks that the Texas Manufacturing Association Council, we, the Port Arthur Economic Development Corporation, have been working closely with them. We see that there is going to be a lot of opportunity for them to help our suppliers to our major industries. They are very good at helping in supply chain matters. They are very helpful in providing the type of data that suppliers may otherwise be limited in terms of funding to have access to. So I'm very excited that the contractors will be able to hear from TMAC next month. And with that, Mr. President, I will turn it back over to you.
You did such a wonderful job.
Thank you, sir.
Just a reminder, it is time to do our the evaluation of our CEO, and I wanted to make sure everyone had a copy of the documents to do that. We're planning to do this at our November board meeting, so I need you to get your responses back to me as soon as possible. This is the second time that we've given this information out, and hopefully we'll be able to have everything in hand for the November board meeting. If you have any questions about the document, please feel free to let me know, and we can discuss everything that is there. Now we'll move on to reports. First, we'll have our Business Attraction, Retention, and Expansion Managers Report.
Good evening, directors.
Name.
So I have been very pleased to have the opportunity to revamp all of the incentive programs, and we're trying to make sure that they more closely align with our community's needs and our community's growth potential. So all of the programs are performance-based, meaning that businesses must meet specific milestones to receive their incentives, safeguarding our investment. So, simple terms, they perform, then we pay after we've checked. So thank you for allowing me to present these updates to you, and I'm looking forward to discussing how these are going to impact us and drive economic growth for Port Arthur. So the first one in your packet, you'll see, it was given to you last time, but really not an explanation of it. So that's the impact incentive. So this program serves as a cornerstone for all of our efforts to stimulate industrial growth, capital investment, and job creation in Port Arthur. It provides us a structured framework for granting financial incentives to businesses that align with Port Arthur's economic development priorities. The program's focus is on attracting and retaining large businesses in key sectors such as energy, manufacturing, logistics, and maritime. Eligible projects include industrial facilities, infrastructure improvements, primary job creation. And these are not the only things that are eligible, but we're just doing some highlights. Ensuring that incentives target impactful developments that would otherwise not come to Port Arthur. So key incentives are offered, including reimbursements for capital expenditures, infrastructure enhancements, and financial rewards for job creation. And the impact incentive is the foundation for the 3 additional incentive programs that are each tailored to specific areas of focus. The first being infrastructure, the second job creation, and the third capital investment. And that provides businesses of various sizes with customized support. So the idea behind this is that this cornerstone incentive, it is for all of those really big projects that come along, and it takes usually years to get those things to be tied up with a bow and to see them come to fruition. So the EDC can sometimes look like it's not so active when you're working on big projects. I have these tailored, smaller incentives to be able to show that no matter what's going on, we still have activity. So there are businesses that have they align with the NAICS codes that we're able to incentivize, but maybe they're not so big. Maybe they don't qualify for all of these different elements that are in the impact incentive. So then we've broken it out and we've got these focused, targeted elements. So the bedrock incentive, that's going to be the second one in there. It focuses on providing financial support for critical infrastructure improvements that are directly tied to business operations in Port Arthur. Eligible projects include upgrades to utilities, roads, and site preparation that are necessary for the success of new or expanding businesses. Incentives are provided on a case-by-case basis with a maximum cap of $750,000 per project. Now, by solely focusing on infrastructure, this program ensures that businesses have foundational resources they need to operate to grow, while also supporting the PA EDC's overall economic development strategy. Our next one is the career creation. It's so hard to say. I don't think I named that one well. So that incentive is designed to drive workforce growth in Port Arthur by offering financial rewards to businesses that create new full-time jobs for Port Arthur residents. Eligible companies can receive between $1,000 and $5,000 per new full-time job created, depending on the industry and wage level. The maximum incentive amount is capped at $250,000 per project, ensuring businesses have the support that they need while staying within the program's budget. This program focuses on incentivizing sustainable job creation in industries aligned with PA EDC's economic goals, such as manufacturing, distribution, and technology. And our last one is the Investment Edge incentive. This program encourages capital investment by reimbursing businesses for a portion of their eligible capital expenditures, such as equipment, facilities, and land acquisitions. The program offers reimbursement for up to 20% of qualifying capital expenditures with a maximum incentive cap of $500,000 per project. This incentive is designed to help businesses expand and modernize their operations, further strengthening Port Arthur's industrial foundation and long-term economic growth. So we've got these policies, or these programs in place, and then we go through this this process of entertaining prospects, and let's say that, okay, we've got somebody on the table and they want to go ahead and go through that application process. Very simply, the way that that works is that when a business is interested in applying, that process begins with a review of the project scope to assure alignment with our development priorities. If that project meets our criteria, I send that prospect our incentive policy along with an acknowledgement form for them to review and to sign. Once it's signed, that acknowledgement form is returned back to me, and then I provide them with a digital incentive application form, which they complete and submit for further evaluation. So, not necessarily a nutshell, but in simple form, that is our new program or programs. Thank you.
Questions?
Everyone is running from the mic tonight.
I pulled a joke.
So first, thank you for your hard work in putting this together.
My pleasure.
A number of questions have been answered just by your presentation on tonight, because this is what most people say that they do not understand about the EDC. And I love the way you put the process at the end of it for those of us who like pictures.
I'm one of those.
So really, seriously though, thank you so much, because this is really going to help dispel a lot of the chatter that goes on around our community about working with EDC.
Yes.
All those questions have been answered right here, and I appreciate you, and thank you, Mr. Stokes, for releasing her to do such a wonderful project.
Absolutely, and I agree. I do have a question for you.
Ma'am.
If you could, this is for me and I think for all of us, if you could in maybe 3 or 4 sentences, give the high points of what, of course we see, you know, how beautifully this is formatted and we can see that the contents are there, but I know you probably did a lot of diligence in reviewing any previous materials. So what makes this different from what we've seen before? I see you've broken it out, looks like into about 4 sections. I know that's different. So if you can kind of give us maybe some of the highlights of what makes this different and more functional for us.
Yes, ma'am. The previous programs, while effective, were somewhat ambiguous in their policies, and I wanted to make sure that anybody who, whether they had business acumen and understood the language, or if they were just a layman rolling up off the street, that they could understand what we're doing and what we can offer. So that's the purpose in the policy, so that it's clear, everybody's on the same page. If you've got questions, then they're already being addressed. The second thing is that these programs are all focused on what the Texas Local Government Code says that we can operate in incentivizing. There are, as y'all know, NAICS codes. Golly, what is that? I'm trying to think what that stands for all the way out. It's a lot of words. Anyway, it's basically the industry sectors that we can participate in, simply. So there's a lot of confusion about what a Type A EDC is able to do, because the law can be interpreted in one way or another depending on who's reading it. In the way that I read the law, I saw that it was very tight in what we're allowed to do as far as industry sectors. That is my interpretation of it, which was supported by our attorneys. So that's the biggest shift in why these programs are here, is to clear up all of that confusion. The reason, like I mentioned before, that they're broken out, they serve a lot of the same functions that were being accomplished before. And I'm not looking to overhaul something that is good. I'm just looking to clarify and to be able to equip us in a way that we've got tools in our toolbox. The impact incentive, it could be our one tool for basically business attraction, retention, and expansion. That isn't very palatable to me. because there's a lot of meat in that program that isn't applicable to smaller companies. And there are smaller businesses that fit within our NAICS codes that we can engage in, and they don't necessarily have all of those elements. So if they just are coming in and maybe they're not able to expand their workforce, but they are investing us, for them especially, a significant amount of money, and the ROI makes sense for us, okay, let's play. If you just replicate that for the other two programs. But that's the point. It allows us the flexibility to have movement and activity and show the community that we are doing things, even though we're doing things, but you can't see what happens behind the scenes. And to a community member who doesn't understand that it takes years to make those big deals come to fruition, it looks sometimes like inactivity. And so I wanted to dispel that as well.
Thank you so much.
Other questions?
I don't have a question. I just want to offer commendations to you for your work in this field and the work that you're doing to promote the EDC and what we're doing in the community and what we hope to do in the community. I think that some rumors have really been dispelled by your simple presentation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Secretary Jacobs, I would piggyback upon that. If you're looking for a one-for-one, apples to apples from what the old programs were, not 100% one-for-one, the impact incentive would have tied into the major incentive that just really did not have a name. Called it development, called it a whole lot of things, but not a marketing relative name. You're probably also remembering the infrastructure projects. That would be bedrock. So as Mrs. Palmer pointed out, there was some ambiguity, there was some spillover, and now what she's done is put them in distinct buckets. So maybe 1.5 to 1 from the old, but that's at a high level where they tie in.
We'll have our CEO report.
All righty, thank you, Mr. President, and I will be brief. In your packet, there are a couple of monthly reports from back in May and June as we turned our attention to getting the 24-25 budget ready for your eventual approval. We kind of put a hold on the monthly reports because it was all hands on deck on building the next one, the next annual budget. So two things that I want to point out there in continuing of our conversation from the last 2 months. As you know, we've developed a new format that we're using internally, basically breaking up the buckets around the various management areas or departments, if you will, for lack of a better phrase. And I will be generating reports, monthly reports off of that, because the feedback that I received from you all was that that was a little bit easier to digest than the codes that the city of Port Arthur uses. Nonetheless, we will continue still generating those reports too, because all of our data has to fit into their charge of accounts. One day they may create special ones for us, but that isn't the case as we sit here today. So you'll basically be getting 2 reports, but I think the one that is tied to our internal formatting will be a little bit easier to digest and see where we are at any given time. So hope to kick that off next month. And also next month, you will receive the overall annual report for the fiscal year that we just closed out. So you can just kind of see from big picture how things ended for fiscal year 23-24. Questions on reports or finances in general? Okay, in terms of staffing update, I should have brought drums for a drum roll because for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 meetings, I think I've been telling you we're close, we're close. Secretary Jacobs stopped believing me at a certain point, but now we've gone beyond close. I'd like to introduce to you directors, Mr. Sean Granger, Mr. Granger will be our Workforce and Community Development Manager. Myself and Deputy Miller worked a very, very long time in the recruitment process, and we were just talking this morning that we almost went as long as it would take to have a baby. But just like having that child, the fruit of that labor has borne some great rewards. Mr. Granger has an incredible background. I will be sending you his bio electronically, but I thought it would be best just to let him speak to you tonight as he introduces himself. Mr. Granger.
Good evening to the board. Once again, my name is Sean Granger. I am an honorable Air Force veteran, 10 years active duty, 5 years Guard and Reserves. I just relocated from Houston, Texas, down here in February. My background consists of a master's in community development from Prairie View A&M University. I have a bachelor's degree in professional aeronautics from Embry-Riddle. I also have an MBA from Belhaven University and 2 associate's degrees in information system technology as well as curriculum development. I've taught with HCC, Houston Community College, in their P16 program, which is where high school students were allowed to get associate's degrees prior to them getting even their high school diploma. I've also worked with several community development corporations to include Prairie View, also Timanaw CDC working with the homeless. I just have a passion to serve people. I understand that at any given day, any given moment, anybody can be in a bad situation. I feel like with the situation here in Port Arthur, that there is a need for workforce development specialists like myself, and I look forward to the team. Of course, very welcome this morning as I walked through the door. Met me at the door, greeted me at the door, made sure that my office is already intact, so I do appreciate the team, and they have definitely put me to work on day one. I have met with Ms. Mahler, I've met with several different other people in the staff, and we are ready to go, and I'm looking forward to the fight.
Well, Mr. Granger, welcome aboard. We're glad to have you here with us, man. Look, just trying to get all the pieces together, continue to move the EDC forward, and we're glad that you're coming on to be with us. Look forward to the good work. You know, coming behind the last hire, man, you got to really get to work because you see what she did on tonight. So I'm just saying, you know, come in here and do what you have the ability to do. And we just thank you so much for coming. And we look forward to all the wonderful things you're going to do while you're here.
Thank you.
And I thought I had something to say, but ditto. And also just welcome to Port Arthur.
Thank you.
I think Reverend Anderson has said it all, but I'm very impressed with your credentials, and I think that you have done some things that will help push the EDC forward, and I appreciate you coming to Port Arthur. Welcome aboard, and I look forward to working with you through the CEO.
Yes, sir.
You got my drift.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
One thing that I would like to add, one of the things that Deputy Mueller and myself were very impressed with as we were getting to know Mr. Granger is the ideas he has for programs that we don't presently have in place. Every time we spoke with him, there was a new thought, not only about the existing programs and how perhaps they can be brought up to date, overhauled, so forth and so on, but also we're very excited about the ideas he has about new programs, both in community development and workforce. So I think he'll be just fine following in the footsteps of who he's coming behind, but we are very excited to have him join the team. And I thank you for your kind words to him. Lastly, on my report, directors, last month, as a part of the approval of the overall 24-25 budget, you tacitly approved the expenditure of $3 million in extending the improvement of the Port Arthur's parks to the tune of $1 million per year. One of the things that was requested at the meeting was that you received a copy of the master plans for the parks. There was one copy on hand that night, and I believe President Anderson took possession of that. We were told that the city manager's office shipped books to you. I haven't even had a chance to confirm that, but it's neither here or there because we do have those copies on hand. And if you would like to have that master plan for the various parks that are a part of the project, we can give you those copies tonight. As myself and Attorney Red were talking, there are some things that we have to kind of iron out in terms of the execution of the project, in terms of changing the way things were in the first 3 years of the project, and we'll certainly be filling you in and keeping you apprised of the things as we go forward, working in conjunction with the city. And with that, Mr. President, I yield the floor back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes, for your report. There's something else in the packet that I want to hear about, and I'm excited about. It is this press building handout. Yes, so if we could have Ms. Mueller to give us
Yes,
the.
let's yield the floor to the person in charge of the building.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. So, board members, before you tonight, we did pass out this handout. This will be passed out during the open house on October 21st that you all should have received your invites to already. We will also be sharing this, and we ask that you all share it as well. This is information regarding our co-working pricing, as well as our conference room space and classroom and flex space. So please share. We do want to get the word out that we have these conference rooms available in classrooms, as well as co-working areas. So if you guys can share that for us, that would be great, and we will be showcasing this on October 21st.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about this. We've that building. A lot of work went into that building, and to now see that we're getting ready to really open it all the way up and just get the word out is just awesome. And hey, these prices are not bad either, huh? Yeah. Thank you.
We are trying to stay competitive, but also make it available for entrepreneurs and on small businesses so they can use it.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for your hard work on this as well.
A quick question. Do we have a digital version of this available?
Yes, we can send that out. Mhm.
Okay, if that be nothing else on today, we will end our meeting now, and hope to see you all real soon. Be looking forward to some information going out about maybe a special meeting prior to our next regular board meeting. And thank you for your time on tonight. We'll see you next time.